What happens when we have anxiety and panic attacks is we trick ourselves, and everything we're scared of in the world and everything we're in love with and everything we want, we trick ourselves into thinking it's bigger than we are, which really means we shrink ourselves and don't understand the vastness and the magic that we are. Like what you are is bigger. I mean, think of where do you even find anxiety? It's so small you can't even locate it. But in our mind, it's bigger than us. It's this trap. But what we got to do is connect to the holy shit vastness of everything. And you will discover that it's fine. Tell me what's true right now. Like my heart's beating, my hair's growing, my glasses are on top of my head. Tell me a couple of things that are true.
So yes, that I'm breathing. My kids are playing a game. That my heart's beating.
Yeah.
That I'm here.
Yeah, beautiful. One of the things I find that causes anxiety is not being here, not being aware of the here-ness, because there's very rarely an actual problem in the now, right? There might be
Right.
anticipation of a thing that could happen, but let me ask you this, is it okay to go to the anxiety?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Before we do, what I'd love to do is create a grounding place with you right here so that you can go to it, right? So if we just feel the energy that's beating your heart and we go to what's true, maybe also taking 3 second to 5 second deep breaths, right? So let's take in a couple deep breaths before we keep going. So,
Okay.
okay, ready? Let's go 5 seconds, ready? Go.
Ready.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everyone at home do this too. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're feeling a little more connected to the breath, just a little more here. Everything's okay. Before we even go to the anxiety, I would love to not want to fix it, but instead love it with you. Like the anxiety is a past story of you, and I can see from that that's not common, right? That's a wow. That's
Right.
yeah. One of the
Right.
reasons we keep getting anxiety is wanting to get rid of it. Nothing causes
Right.
suffering more than trying to get out of suffering. Did everyone hear that? Nothing causes suffering more than trying to get out of suffering. That's the thing many people will tell you. Lisa Cairns says that too, who I love so much. But trying to get out of suffering is a great way to suffer because you're arguing with what is. So tell me when you have the anxiety, what it feels like.
It it just feels like everything is closing in. It feels like I have to work to ground myself and like get out of my head.
Totally, I hear you. Guess what it's only closing in on? It's
My
only
head.
it's closing in on a smaller past story of you. And your only problem is you think you're the smaller past story. I want to offer you that inside of your brain, in fact, check this out, and everyone feel free to do this too. Diana, close your eyes for a second.
Okay.
And I want you to think of a time where you felt like something was closing in on you. And we're going to be a safe space for this, so we'll keep breaking this up a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I want you to notice that the thing that feels like it's closing in on you, whether it was a parent or something like that, isn't actually here. You're having a thought of it, right? So it's not the actual person, it's you. It's inside your brain. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so you're not
Right.
actually scared of a person or a thing closing in, you're scared of your own thought. And anything that's in your brain, and stay in that for a second, anything that's in your brain is like a diorama. Like when you were a kid and you had the shoebox with the little pieces of the people in it. So maybe it's a parent closing in. Is it a parent saying something or a sibling or what is it?
It's a situation that my parents, it was a nasty divorce.
Okay, awesome. So I hear that, and I want you to notice you're picturing that right now. And I want you to notice that you're creating it. So we're just looking at it. So we got to create a safe space for this diorama, right? Because it's your diorama. In fact, Diana, check this out. While you're in it, and everyone, while you're in it, I want you to picture now that you're going outside. Stay in the eyes closed vision, but I want you to picture that you're going outside of your house you're in right now. Diane, are you doing
Yeah.
that?
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Now I have a question for you. Stay in it.
Okay.
How is outside existing in your head? What was this boundary that you just left and went to the other side of when still you're creating even the outside? In fact, every single thing in the world you can think of right now, you're creating, which means that the person that you're running from is actually you. You could even picture yourself going out to the universe and go as far out as you can go. Go till you hit the edge of the universe and then go past that. There's no limitation,
Right.
right?
That's yeah. It's hard to imagine that.
Yeah, so check this out. Let's do something else. So they're closing in. So stay in there. Let's go back into it for a second.
Okay.
Okay, and those people are closing in on, tell me if you see an avatar of you inside of your head now. In other words, they're closing in on a smaller version of you or a you that's in the diorama, but not you. They're closing in on a smaller past version of you. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right. So
Right.
I can picture that.
Right. So I want to just take a second and identify that's not current you. There's a you that's creating this picture and a you that's much smaller inside the picture, right?
Right.
So you're identified sometimes when you're scared or feeling anxiety, you're identified as the smaller version of you. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Right.
Yes.
So they're closing in on like a 5-year-old you when they divorce, or they're closing in on a younger you, right?
Right.
Now,
Right.
what's that?
Right. No, I was 17. So,
Okay.
yes.
Yes. So I want to offer you something kind of crazy. Now I know people go, but that's not what happened, and people get really obsessed with physical truth of circumstances. But every morning you wake up and you can make your diorama anything you want. You could make your diorama of your parents, they love you, that they approve of you, that they're there. So I want to offer you now, if you don't mind, to go back into it and see it as a
Okay.
good thing, okay? So, yeah, Teresa said it. I want you to tell yourself, I want you to tell me what you would have liked that scenario to be.
That they would have just gotten along and led their own lives and just let me lead mine without me having to get involved in theirs.
Okay, now say that again and take out without. Do you understand what I'm saying? We're just now creating a new vision. So if you say without this and without, and I don't want this anymore, you're putting that in the diorama, right?
Right.
So we're like, if I say I no longer smoke, now all we're picturing, we didn't even know I smoked, right? So now it's a new moment. So I want you to just create the diorama that they're doing that, and say it again. They're loving you, they're doing their own thing, they're supporting you, you're leading your own life.
So they're doing their own thing. They're being supportive of me. They're loving me. They're being encouraging and letting me live my own life.
Yes. Take a deep breath in. What does that feel like right now? I feel like a tear's coming in.
It's hard. It's freeing though.
Yes. I want you to notice that sometimes freeing and hard go together. Why would that be? Because we're addicted to the small story, right? It's actually painful to lose a limitation, right? Is everyone getting that? So you're free, you're right. You're freeing yourself. Let's go even more. Is that okay? Can we go even more?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me more of what you'd want. Tell me another circumstance that you had felt unloved, and let's change the diorama, the vision. You can make it anything you want. Tell me one other thing that was just amazing now. Like, take a circumstance that usually scares you and make it amazing.
Um, take something that scared me and make it amazing, change the story.
Yeah, you might have some moments that you go, oh, that was an embarrassing moment, that was a scary moment, that was a time I didn't.
Right.
And I want you to just tell me about it. in amazing in the way you wish it had gone. And so you're just now saying, like, instead of saying, yeah, this guy yelled at me or something, you're like, this guy told me how beautiful I am, how amazing I am, how funny I am, or whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? We're just creating a circumstance and painting what you want. And by the way, you're getting a ton of love from everybody, thanking you for
Oh,
being so
thank
brave.
you.
Because we're
Thank
all learning
you.
from you. Yeah.
I feel horrible because I have like no makeup on and I look like crud.
You
But
look you look perfect.
it's
You look
thank you.
you look perfect. You're so wonderful. You're so magic.
Um,
You're so vulnerable. You let us go right into your house, right? So we're so thankful for you because you asked a question and we all get to heal because we're all here to heal and we're all here to rewrite our past and make it whatever we want.
thank you. That's
Yeah.
sweet.
So
Um,
tell me something else. Tell me, let's make another amazing memory that was a scary
so
before.
my mom actually passed away 2 weeks ago
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry to.
from thank you from dementia, Alzheimer's. Um, and she lived in 3 hours from here, by my sister. And I wasn't able to visit her for the past year. I was there when she passed. I sat with her for 2 days.
Hmm.
So, um, I wish, no, okay, I have to change this. So, I was able to go see her and spend the time with her that I wanted to in the past year. And just to be there for her and talk about the good old days and reminisce with her. And so I'm glad that that was something that I was able to do.
Is that what you're saying? That's what we're making the diorama now?
Right,
I
right.
love
That's
that.
what I would change it to.
That's fantastic. I love that. And now people might hear that and go, well, wait, that's not what happened. And my question is, what's more true? That she's healing herself and loving herself by creating all that is, by the way, this new diorama is you giving yourself permission to feel what is already your God given gift to feel. You have a right to feel good anyway. But we've put so many conditions on ourselves that say, I should have done this with my mom, I should have done this, that we're going to go, okay, let's then use that and pretend that that happened so you can feel good. Because you deserve to feel good, right? You deserve to feel good. And what's better? Doing that so you feel good, so you heal yourself. You have kids, right? You said you have kids?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Do your kids deserve a mom who is constantly regretting something in the current moment? Do your kids deserve a mom who is constantly regretting herself or feeling guilty because she didn't do something when she didn't have advanced knowledge of what was going to happen? Or should their mom be a space of forgiveness and embody that things are okay, that she doesn't owe anyone anything, that there isn't should, and that you do and have been enough, and we start from this enough place, right?
Yeah, my kids deserve the best.
Yes. So I
Yeah,
want I love this new diorama. So you did visit your mom?
I did. I
Tell me
did. It was great.
tell me about it. Tell me more. That feels so good.
So we went and she loved to watch birds and there was a beautiful garden and so we went outside and we heard some cardinals and we just sat together and uh, we kind of joked about my sister kind of being controlling and my mom got a kick out of it and it kind of gave my mom a break from her and it just we looked at trees and we talked about my uncle in Germany and our relatives over there and she was laughing and it was just it was awesome. It was awesome. I love it.
And what are you feeling right now? That is fantastic. You're killing this, by the way. You're doing so great.
I feel happy and light and carefree. Like I feel connected. Like I feel connected to her.
Take a deep breath in,
Okay.
release it, and you deserve to feel good like this. You don't have to apologize to people for feeling good. You deserve to feel good. You're allowed to feel good. You're allowed to receive good. Your kids deserve their mom to feel good. She can embody feeling good to them, right? And you deserve it for you, right? This,
Right.
do you notice this creating space of some kind of opening, freeing, healing energy here? Do you feel any of that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like I can't. Like now, I just want to smile. That's all I want to do is smile.
that's amazing. And from this place, let me ask you something to go back to something. From here, what happens when you think about the anxiety from this place?
It seems small. Like it doesn't matter.
Yes, it is small. It is
Yeah.
small. What happens when we have anxiety and panic attacks is we trick ourselves, and everything we're scared of in the world, and everything we're in love with, and everything we want, we trick ourselves into thinking it's bigger than we are, which really means we shrink ourselves and don't understand the vastness and the magic that we are. Like what you are is bigger. I mean, think of where do you even find the anxiety? It's so small you can't even locate it. But in our mind, it's bigger than us. It's this trap. But what we got to do is connect to the holy shit vastness of everything, right? And you will discover that it's fine, right? So you just did a little bit of envisioning and healing and rewrote your past. And Tony Robbins once said, it's never too late to have a happy childhood. And you can make all of your past amazing because your past doesn't exist. So why watch it as a scary movie and instead watch it as an amazing movie and see what you become? This is why I love the Kalego exercise so much, right? Like, see what you become on the other side of it.
So how, as good as it feels, how do I not see that as just wishful thinking or, maybe delusional?
How come you don't see the anxiety as delusional?
Be- Ah,
I mean,
because I
isn't it a bunch of bullshit visions from different times that
yeah,
are happening now?
yeah, yeah,
I mean,
and it, okay,
right? Like, is it, tell
yeah,
me if I'm wrong, isn't a panic disorder you in this moment going, something's going to happen like happened before, and ignore what's actually real here?
right, right. No, a panic attack it's fear-based. It's not real.
Right. So is the moment feeling good, feeling healed, being with nature, having amazing moments in your heart the delusion? Or is constantly coming up with how everything could fall apart and that you're not loved and that things are coming in on you delusion?
Okay, I get it. I
I'm
remember this ad that you did one time, and it's what led me to like find you on Facebook in the first place. And you were saying that people were always complaining to you about what about the real world,
yeah.
and you're talking about diarrhea and dates, and
Yeah. I remember that video.
it's how I found you in the first place. So I
What about
guess yeah, that
that?
that makes sense.
What about the real world? What's real? How many times have we come up with what could go wrong while we were safe?
Right,
I mean, almost every time, right?
right,
I mean, isn't most of our day going, that could go wrong, that could go wrong, that could go wrong, that could go wrong, and we're safe? Delusion, 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 delusion. We're just watching a 12-hour horror movie. None of that's real.
right.
So it's funny, people say to me, well, that's great, Kyle, I'm realistic. And then they own their limitations as real and don't want to look at the expansive magic of what they are. But I'm like, that's more real.
That's true. That's amazing. Thank you.
I mean, what's true? Ask your heart what's true. It goes, I'm beating. That's it.
Right.
Right?
Be there.
So, and I'm not saying stuff won't come up, but I want to offer you some practice to really kind of condition your soul and your body to be there for passing patterns. Because I'm not saying you won't feel panic attacks or anxiety again, but I will
Right.
say I want you to see them like they're clouds. So they're passing clouds, you're the sky, and what we want to do is give yourself some meditation each day. Like when you wake up, don't grab your phone, okay? And
Okay.
before you grab the phone or turn on Good Morning America or watch, the internet or go online,
Right.
I want to offer you to just close your eyes and feel your heart and be with what's real. And you will have whatever you want, 20 minutes, a half an hour go by, where it
Okay.
has no actual emergency. And it goes, your heart's beating, that's real. The space is real, the silence is real, the compassion's real. And it might show up and you might have a feeling of a panic attack for a second, but you're like also the space where it's there. And you're here. One of the major reasons, Diana, that you're on this planet is to expand your consciousness. And there are people that are paid millions of dollars to make sure you don't. Because you can't be controlled if you know what you truly are. And if you want to get people to buy things they don't need, they have to be shrunk down into a smaller consciousness and believe they're a small separate story that needs a handbag in order to be enough, or needs a Lexus, or needs the right alcohol, or needs whatever else. You have to be tricked into thinking you're not God, you're not an infinite expanding consciousness. So when you listen to silence long enough, you will remember that you're an expansive consciousness, and it'll just start saving your energy on anything addictive, on anything that tricks you into thinking you're small. The point of being here, one of the biggest points is expanding your awareness, right? And life is doing everything it can to hijack you from doing that. Like the first thing, it's like, oh, please check Twitter. I got you programmed right when you wake up to get on Facebook. Hijack her from her soul. Don't let her know what she is. Take her oxygen mask off and trick her into thinking she needs ours over here at this store or this product, right? You are
Right.
enough, and you're more important, and you're more aligned and more magical than anything that's ever bothered you, or anything that sounds exciting and bigger than you, any addiction, any person. I want you to start the process of meditating each day. And I want to come back to you in a month or so and see if you have any panic attacks. Because they might just turn from panic attacks into tears.
Okay.
Does this feel good? Is this exciting?
It does. It does. It feels good. Now it's kind of feels scary at the same time.
So let's practice. It might have been a panic attack, but now it's gone to scary. And that's better.
Right. Right.
So check this out. Here's another thing a panic attack is. Something's trying to be purged from you that's third grade, and you're living in second grade. So it feels bigger than you. I want to get you to fourth grade so it feels smaller than you. Okay?
Okay.
And it only feels scary because there's a you that thinks there's something for you to do. But when you just close your eyes and meditate a little, something else will do it.
Right.
Right? Something else is going to bring it up and bring it out of you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
And still do what your doctors say, or take whatever medications you need to take for whatever. I'm not a doctor, and don't put me in jail. But
Right.
but if you add, and it calls to you, and it's obviously your decision, but I know that you're an expanding consciousness, and all you got to do is close your eyes for a half an hour at least and just say what's true. My heart's beating. I'm breathing in. I feel unseen. I feel scared. That's cool. You're allowed to feel scared. Could you access a part of you that has the capacity to be okay with being scared? Your inner child's scared. You're going to do something you've never done.
Right.
Right? So you're going to do something you've never done, which always
Right.
is scary, even if it's amazing and totally in alignment with you.
Right.
Right? So we take in this moment and be there for the scared. Can you be there for the scared you?
I can. I have. I have.
But also now, right? Because I have is like, yeah, I don't need to, I have, or I have evidence of it. But like right now, we only have now, right?
Right. True.
So take in a deep breath,
Okay.
release it. Do you feel scared right now?
I wouldn't say scared. I would say a little bit uncomfortable.
That's a notch up from scared, isn't it?
It
It
is.
went from anxiety to scared to a little bit uncomfortable. Take a deep breath.
Okay.
And I want you to feel, you're saying to this energy and this feeling, you are allowed to feel uncomfortable in my body. In fact, you can say that out loud to it.
You are allowed to feel uncomfortable in my body.
You're saying to it, you won't leave it. In the past, when it was uncomfortable, someone left. And usually
Yeah.
every time it says I'm uncomfortable, you go to the circumstance, right? You try to get the person to get you, or right?
Right.
So you abandon it.
Oh, I don't stay with it.
Yes. So
Okay.
every time it says I'm uncomfortable, what did you do before? It says I'm uncomfortable, you get a little uncomfortable, what did you do before?
I left it.
Left it. How? Where'd you go?
I chased after something or someone else.
Got it. Beautiful. So imagine if this 5-year-old inside of you was someone else's kid. Every time she goes, I'm uncomfortable, you run away.
No.
So she's horrified to be uncomfortable in front of you. So now today's the first moment we rewire everything and you go, you are allowed to be uncomfortable. Could you say these things to the energy in your body? You are allowed to be scared in my body.
You're allowed to be scared in my body.
You are allowed to feel unseen in my body.
You're allowed to feel unseen in my body.
You're allowed to feel anxiety in my body.
You're allowed to feel anxiety in my body.
You're allowed to feel unloved in my body.
You're allowed to feel unloved in my body.
Everyone feel free to say these. You're allowed to feel angry in my body.
You're allowed to feel angry in my body.
You're saying to it, you're not going to leave it anymore. This moment is here. What's a
I feel
few
like
others?
giving it a hug now.
Yes. Yes. It's seen. You're like going into your body with a flashlight right now and finding these things that have been hiding behind the couch and in the attic and in the basement, and now it's like being seen and you're letting it be there. Can you let this 5-year-old you, 6-year-old you, like just swim around and feel held in your body, no matter what negative feeling she feels or good feeling?
Absolutely.
You're healing all of us. Now, how do you feel about the anxiety and panic attacks?
Like I just want to hold them and
Yeah.
love them.
How amazing, isn't it? They need that. They need to be loved. The only thing that makes something scary is our running from it.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Just let it be there. We love it. We love you, anxiety. We love you, anxiety. All of you guys say that. I love you, brokenness. I love you, anxiety. I love you, addiction. I love you. I'm here with you. Scared me. I love you, abandoned. You're allowed to feel abandoned. You're allowed to feel whatever, hurt. And look at you holding it.
Feels good. Nurturing. I could feel the mom in me coming out.
Wow. Yeah, because you're an amazing mom. So we're going to also be an amazing mom for little Diana. What are you feeling right now?
Peaceful.
This is what we're needing. You don't have to go through 20 years of shit to go there. Like, it's just a matter of consciousness, you guys. all the anxiety, all the fear, all these things, all the addictions are symptoms of living on a lower, older anxiety. Yeah, from anxiety to held. I like that.
And I've had this for 25 years. 25 years. And this is the one of the best times I've felt in that 25 years. That's crazy.
And guess what, Diana? If you want,
Mm,
we're just
yeah.
scratching the surface. You're just scratching the surface. You could go, I'm going to make sure that I every day connect to myself. I'm going to connect to my heart. I'm going to hear what it wants. I'm going to do what it says. Best you felt in 25 years? You know how fun this is? And what if it only gets better? Like what if tonight is the like the beginning of you
That's what
only
that's what I'm thinking.
yeah.
Like, what if there's more?
There,
Oh my
oh,
God.
there's so much more. That's your first moment. That's your first moment of it. There's so much more.
And I can just, oh my gosh, I can redo my whole past.
Yes. And that will redo your whole future and your whole
Right?
now.
It's just, oh my gosh, that's mind blowing.